Hey, what's good, everybody? It's me, Tonic. This should have been week 3 of the weekly video topic upload thing, but had I had a busy couple of weeks. Went to go pick up a good friend from my hometown and bring them back across the state here to go to a show for their birthday. But then after the show, I was quite under the weather for a couple of days and just could not get up the energy to record anything. So if you hear me being a little bit nasally, that's why. Like, physically, I feel fine, but yeah, my sinuses are just getting rid of whatever I had. So I'm good. Just ignore the nasaliness. But anyways, so yeah, I've kind of slacked on the weekly uploads, but it's okay because I'm human and humans don't work like machines, right? We do things at different frequencies. So even though these are weekly vids, they might not come every week, or they might come more frequently than every week. Who knows? Anyways, let's get on to the subject of, I guess, this week's video, which is mainly uncovering your style and, by relation, self-reflection. The first subcategory that I wanted to cover is what makes you you. Like, when you look at yourself in the mirror, or just like you look at who you are as a person, what's all gone into forming that, right? Well, for one thing, it's a lot of different factors. It's like where you've grown up, who you've grown up around, how you've been raised, your friends, your social cliques. It's also a part of like the interests of said social groups, and just like what things that you've grown up to like, things that you don't like. Things that go into making you are, it's actually a very wide range of variables, and it's things that can constantly change at that, but things that are also unique to you. Because sure, on the one side, like, you know, there can be thousands, millions of people that are interested in the same things that you are, but only you specifically are interested in those things in a certain way and for a specific purpose. Just take me, for example. I, like, within the past couple of years or so, I've become incredibly interested in a certain type of music, i.e. electronic music, EDM, and I've mainly become interested in it so heavily again because I found a specific artist that just has a sound that I randomly stumbled across and loved, and it slowly opened up the door to even more artists that had an even cooler sound that I now love for various reasons today. So, you know, you're like, and that goes well beyond the realm of music, hobbies, interests, even to go as far as like your various beliefs and how that goes into making who you are. So what makes you you can be it's a very broad spectrum of things, but it's also what's the wording I'm looking for? It's broad, but it's also unique to you. Yeah, it's very, very unique to you because you can be interested, like I said, in the same things as other people, but you might be interested in them for different reasons. So that's, you know, in my opinion, those are the things that make you you. And segueing, I kind of started to touch on it in that previous subtopic, but in the next one, it's all about outside influence. So branching off of what makes you you is going to outside factors that have some influence on who you might be. And this is actually going to be, I swear, this is why I type these outlines up beforehand, because all the previous subjects, or the previous subjects or whatever, subcategories, flow right into each other. And I just come up with them in a matter of 30 seconds, but they somehow flow. But yeah, so outside influence, like I said, you're the way that you've grown up, possibly the beliefs that your parents and or guardians, whoever raised you, the friends you grew up around, whether they had a negative or positive influence on you and your interests, that can also have a huge hand in it. Because when you're growing up, especially in the years of being like in your adolescence and like a young to old teenager, your brain is going through so many changes through puberty, and also just like wanting to fit in, trying to find yourself, and you don't really know where you belong, and you're just kind of figuring things out as your brain is going through all these weird changes, and it's kind of insane. Your friends and your family can have a huge influence on the factors that make you. For example, once again, just take me. I know I'm using me for a lot of this, but this is very one-sided conversation. So, like, if you were to have seen me in high school versus seeing me now, it's like I'm a completely different person. Because in high school, I was a gamer. I was a nerd, right? But I also liked, a little bit of metal music and whatever. And, a little bit of EDM stuff because, Skrillex was getting popular at the time and whatever. But I was scared to reflect that in my style because that wasn't really the social norm where I grew up, and kind of like what it meant to fit in at my school. It was a lot about, I hate to make it sound like this, but it was a lot about, education and sports and, trying to like graduate at the top of your class and things that me and my friends weren't really that interested in, to be honest. We weren't like slackers, or it's not that we didn't want to try. It was just the things school wanted to teach us, we just didn't care about. I know I'm veering off subject a little bit, but bear with me. I was scared to reflect my interests in my personal style because it wasn't the norm. And so I was scared of being judged for not being part of the norm, right? For not being part of how everybody else was, when like now, present day, oh my gosh, it's like I'm a completely different person. And you can see that from then to now. And it's insane to me how much someone can change just over, what's it been? I graduated in 2014. So, wow, yeah, it's been almost a decade. Oh, it's been almost a decade since I graduated high school. Oh my God. that hit like it didn't need to. But yeah, so outside influence can play a huge part. Ever since getting back into the EDM scene, I've come across new friends. It's the reason why I moved to the new city that I moved to, is to be closer to that scene and those people and find new connections on top of those friends, which that journey is, I'm in the thick of that journey right now. And you guys are just kind of like my little sidecar in my little motorcycle, just going along for the ride with me. But yeah, so, outside influence can really, it can really change a lot of what someone's into, what they're interested in, the people that hang around, things like that. It's kind of crazy, and you kind of wonder how much of yourself and your style is actually you, and how much of it has been outside influence, right? How much of me and my style right now is actually who I am versus the people I'm around, the environment that I'm in, things that I'm interested in. It's kind of crazy. Which, once again, perfect segue into the last little topic for the last subtopic for today, which is reinventing yourself. You can reinvent yourself as often and as much and as heavily as you like. You don't owe anybody justification for being like, you know what? I am not interested in what I used to be anymore. I'm now interested in these things, and I want to start dressing this way because it makes me as a person feel more comfortable. It makes me as a person feel like I'm expressing myself better. You can do that as many times as you want. I don't care what anybody says. Here's my thing. If you are not hurting yourself or anybody else, do what you want, right? Like, if you want to start dressing a certain way, acting a certain way, as long as you're not acting like a dick, then do it, right? Like, the way that I've started to dress over the past couple of years, I wouldn't say that I would be scared to dress like this back in high school, but it definitely wouldn't have been among the norm. But also, with how the style was back almost 10 years ago, yeah, it definitely wouldn't have quite fit the bill, social norms wise. But reinventing yourself, it can come in so many shapes, forms, sizes. It can come when you least expect it. You can and honestly, it's so beautiful to watch it happen too. Like, I have watched myself grow into this version of myself over the past, I'd say 6 months to a year. Yeah. But yeah, between the last 6 months and a year, I have grown into myself so much as a person that I'm I'm so damn comfortable with like how I've started dressing and the things that I'm into, and how like one thing that I wear one day can totally contrast something else that I wear the next day. I like to mix it up, right? I don't like to make things look the same all the time, because being the same is boring. Mix it up a little bit. Have some fun with yourself. Well, have fun with yourself in the right spot. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about style-wise. Have fun. Mix it up. Wear things that you think are cool, interesting. Also, random thought, I hope this audio sounds okay, because I'm using Audacity to record this voiceover right now instead of recording just the audio from OBS. So hopefully the audio sounds a lot more full, sounds louder and more audible. So let's just see where it goes from there. But anyways, yeah, so like reinventing yourself, outside influence, what makes you you, all parts of just starting new beginnings, constantly finding new things you're interested in, finding new friendships, losing old ones, old versions of yourself dying right before your eyes. Like I've like literally over the past 6 months, I've been slowly watching an old version of myself fading away, and it's scary because I'm kind of letting that part of myself go. But at the same time, I have this new version of me that's like fresh out of the cocoon and just now starting to learn how to walk, and I'm stepping into a new version of myself, literally. And in order to fully do that, I have to let my old self go. And it's scary, but it's also extremely liberating, because feeling comfortable as being yourself, feeling comfortable in being yourself is one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself. Oh my God. It's like, to anyone out there who's like struggling like a motherfucker, questioning themselves, their interests, what they're into, if the people that they're hanging around are good for them or not, or even where you're at in life, it's okay, dude. We're all questioning it every step of the way, but just do you. Just do what feels right to you. That's it. There's no secret sauce. Just do you. That's it. And yeah, sorry that there wasn't a weekly upload last week. But yeah, like I said, life just kind of got busy. I got under the weather for starting new beginnings, constantly finding new things you're interested in, finding new friendships, losing old ones, old versions of yourself dying right before your eyes. Like I've like literally over the past 6 months, I've been slowly watching an old version of myself fading away, and it's scary because I'm kind of letting that part of myself go. But at the same time, I have this new version of me that's like fresh out of the cocoon and just now starting to learn how to walk, and I'm stepping into a new version of myself, literally. And in order to fully do that, I have to let my old self go. And it's scary, but it's also extremely liberating, because feeling comfortable as being yourself, feeling comfortable in being yourself is one of the greatest things that you can do for yourself. Oh my God. It's like, to anyone out there who's like struggling like a motherfucker, questioning themselves, their interests, what they're into, if the people that they're hanging around are good for them or not, or even where you're at in life, it's okay, dude. We're all questioning it every step of the way, but just do you.